I'm starting this right now. Josh doesn't even know he's going to get interviewed, but I'm only starting it because Tucker wanted to borrow his balls. Tucker's laying on the ground with Sheeny's ball. Balls. Not running around like one nut. I don't think this is actually happening. I think Josh is too busy doing his bloody 14 exercises. He's got 1 hour until the next show, and he's already...
Yeah, we've got 20 minutes.
Is it only 20 minutes? Turn it up. What is the time? Yeah, you're right. About 20 minutes.
No, we're good.
Anyway.
Just part of getting old, I think.
Yeah, no, well, this
Trying to keep up with the fitness and the strength and stuff, and find you get sore and tight. And
fucking mate, I don't think you need to worry about that. I was just going to do a quick 5 minutes and not upset everybody's apple cart here. Speaking of apples,
yeah,
got Josh Sheeny, Donnybrook apple farmer.
Yeah,
mate,
son of an apple farmer.
Son of an apple farmer. Well, you don't do any farming.
Yeah, I do. I mean,
there's a lot of videos that make it look like you farm.
Yeah, pick them, eat them.
You're not making cider yet.
Yeah, no, I'm going to try some cider this year. Got some nice sweet Bravos, some pink ladies. So just been doing a bit of research with some friend, my neighbour, who's got some other apples, and just general apple talk. And
what would your neighbour reckon? Like a milder flavour would be better for cider, or would a sweeter one that's got more sugars that can ferment?
So I think it's the sugars that are the key. So
it is, because that's what makes alcohol.
It ferments, but yeah. So Granny Smith isn't as sweet. It's quite nice to eat, but the lack of sugar, I think, means it doesn't ferment as well, and so then it tastes really dry when it is. It's almost like a wine when it's fermented.
Yeah.
So I think Bravo, Fuji, really sweet apples. So I think they can ferment.
What's a Fuji? Is that red?
Red, yep. All of them except for Granny, pretty much.
Are they?
Yeah.
I hate red apples.
Nah, there's Golden Delicious. There's I think there's another one that's a little golden that we don't grow, but most of them. Fuji's like a bit of a darker red, almost like a brownie red, a bit of a yellow background, but it's one of the sweetest, I think.
Huh.
But
why have you got so many red apples then?
They're all red.
Yeah, but I like green. I hate red apples. Rach loves red apples. I hate red apples. I only take greens and go for the Granny Smith.
Green is just one variety of them. Like the rest of them are red, basically. So
right.
I do love grannies as well. They're mild. They're good for cooking. Stuffed apples. I mean, stuffed apples. Baked apples.
Apples.
We take the core out of them, stuff some dates in the guts, bake it. No, they're good.
Yeah.
But yeah, look, we're on the quest to make a good cider. I thought you get so many wasted apples every year, and there are new varieties that someone else has rights over that you can't even sell as grade 2, or they control the sales of the apples. So there's these wasted apples that we just eat at home. So why not try cider?
All right, here's another one. So you've got your Donnybrook apple shop. What's it called?
Fruit Barn.
Fruit Barn in Donnybrook.
Yep.
Have you got into the idea of selling the misshapen fruit? So I'm living over here in Germany, and it's huge.
It's called grade 2.
Right, didn't know that.
Yeah, people
Every day's a school day, mate. I didn't know that.
So it turns
grade
out
2 was misshapen.
Yeah, so people actually shop with their eyes when they go shopping for.
Yeah.
So unless it's far enough out of shape that it becomes a novelty, they won't. They'll select a better looking apple over a worse looking apple.
So then, if it's not a novelty, so if you're in the middle, it's pointless.
Yeah, you can get some like abnormally big apples that you see in Japan. They'll sell one-off wrapped apples because they're so big.
Yeah.
Yeah, a few funny, like really bad. I've seen people sell hail-damaged apples as sun-kissed. Sorry. Hail-kissed.
Hail-kissed.
But I've seen sun-kissed fruit as well. Yeah. It's pretty funny, but...
No, it was actually... I was surprised because they're going for such a premium over here, like to get misshapen vegetables. Like you just order every week, you get an order comes in, and it could be the weirdest looking onion and carrot, and they might throw in an apple or whatever, and then next week it could be plums, and you don't know what you're going to get. They pay a bloody fortune for it.
Yeah, see, I can see that being a thing because you do get some funny shaped veggies, but like in general, like if they're damaged or if they're like a little bit of rotten or scarred or something, then they're not. Yeah, generally people don't buy them.
Yeah, fair enough. All right, well, that's a fair bit of Apple talk for today. I think I've learned something, actually. I just wanted to ask you about triple backflip at Nitro Circus. Nitro World Games, better get that right.
Yep.
What was it like to sit there and watch Jayo and Harry send it, land it, walk away, thankfully? First, answer that question because I've got a few more follow-ups on that.
It was really good. An epic event in the end. So it did suck to see the Saturday and Sunday get rained out. It was a hectic downpour. But
welcome
Jayo,
to Brisbane.
Yeah. Jayo, he'd been working on the triple flip pretty much ever since I did the first one. He was motivated to try and do it, but try it off a smaller ramp. So he went from this weedy little skinny kid, great rider, and he just he was so driven. He spent a lot of time in the gym, bulked up, like ready for anything basically, and was trying all these different ramps. Was getting so close, but just when I did it, the ramp was it was a 10.5 meters high. It was just 82 kilometers an hour into it, full throttle on the ramp up. It was huge. So it didn't spin that quick, but I just had the air time and I had to land up high. But for a lower ramp, like you can flick faster, rotate faster off a smaller ramp, but you kind of need to land lower. And now that with inflatable landings, it's safer and we're able to do it. But it's just the time and effort and money into building and trialing all these ramps. So
I interviewed Jayo about this probably a year and a half ago. And at that point, I think he'd already had 4 or 5 variations of a ramp that he thought was close. And that was before he built that. How tall was it? 8 meters tall? 10? I don't know.
Yeah,
I think that monster.
Travis's way of thinking sometimes is like, it's not big enough. Do the same but bigger. So it was literally.
It was pretty.
I think the basis of the bigger ramp was at the time. So the Moon Buddha that we call Nitro World Game next level ramp is 4.2.
Yeah.
4.3 meters high, but it's a monster and it's really fun to jump, but we hadn't really tried too much trying the triple off it, but it felt just a bit low.
Yeah.
And we didn't have a good landing before, but now we've got this inflatable landing. We can trial this ramp into a foam bit or a flat airbag, which Harry's got. And so, but when we were struggling, Travis thought we'll just do the same, but third gear ramp instead of second. So it's basically double the size.
Yeah.
And he ended up being between 7.2 and 8, so 8 meters plus the last 3 feet of extension or 3 feet of straight.
Yeah.
And it worked. I went over to Ararat with Jayo and the crew, and we were trialing it on. It was just huge though. Like I was still hitting the third gear, going a couple of meters lower than what I did at Travis's. We had the airbag height below.
So it wasn't that much different.
No, it's pretty much same speed. It was just a 3 meter lower ramp.
Far out.
So it was still fun, but a monster. And it was working, but you'd need a landing 10 meters tall, basically, at least 8 meters tall, where we were getting to. And so it was just a bit out of hand, really, to fit it. It'd take up a whole stadium to have a 10 meter tall landing.
Yeah, and to get your run up.
Yeah.
For that fast.
Yeah, so we worked out anyway. It was in the too hard basket, and then Jayo was working on. He'd been working on them and doubles for so long, and Harry with his doubles in the end, they were able to get a really good pull off the Moon Buddha, the Nitro next level ramp. So they jacked that up a bit and added a bit of extension on the end to give themselves a bit more height, a bit more time on the ramp, and that was just coming around. It was only like the last couple of weeks before World Games that they
actually
got it around.
Confident with
it.
Yeah,
we're not confident. They didn't get that many around, but the fact it started working. So once it can happen, you can't not do it. So, but man, on the day it was awesome. It was jam-packed afternoon. The whole 2 days of events all rolled into one afternoon. Everything was just going awesome, beautiful weather, and then just finished off with a bit of a high, just a huge high, a bang, really like the fireworks, where there's a few little indiscretions I feel like with the competition because they run as a competition, but they said here are the rules, but then they didn't really follow the rules when running.
Yeah.
But at the end, I feel like they should have just given them a draw.
In
awarded
the end,
both the
freestyle
win.
motocross won.
Yeah, yeah. They just both did an awesome job, and
You're actually probably the first person I've heard, apart from myself occasionally when I want to flip-flop that way, to sit on the fence. When I first watched it...
Sit on the fence of what, though?
To say, give them a draw.
Oh, yeah, no, not on the fence, but just because they...
Oh, no, I'd say that's sitting on the fence.
Yeah, but if you're going to follow the rules, Harry used both of his jumps in a double flip, which, it's fair enough. Yeah. Because they then also interviewed Jayo after he landed in the middle of the landing, so, it's just... In the end, we just wanted those...
Hang on. Whoa, what position did you get in that event? In
4th, yes.
So you could have been in 2nd, because then you could say disqualified for both.
No. See, Jayo...
No, I guess he did, but it was only the interview after. But anyway.
Yeah, it was just Nitro. It then put pressure on Harry because he was waiting, and but in
Imagine
the end...
if that was like a bloody...
The end of it was for the show.
If it was a race... run under Motorcycling Australia, they would have DQ'd everybody. There'd be bloody...
If Motorcycling Australia was involved, if they were involved, we wouldn't have done anything.
No, that's true.
No, it was awesome. And in the end, the triple flips were, they both just wanted to get it done, and that was kind of for the show, and that made the show. But I feel like that, to keep it as a show, they should have given them a draw. They both deserved it. It was epic.
I was very much of the opinion of how it all went down, because, like what you said, with the interviews and the carry on, and then there was a break, and then by the time Harry even had a chance to go for it, would have been about 15 to 20 minutes later, and they'd already waited half an hour to get the ramp set up. And I was like, this poor bastard. I just felt so sorry for him. He must have had adrenaline up, then a bit of a come down. Oh, I'm about to go. No, I'm not. Up, down. Shit, which way am I turning? I felt so sorry for him. And I kind of flip-flopped a bit going, just give them both first. They both deserve it. Yeah. But in the end, kind of went the right way. It went a good way.
Yeah, they landed. It was awesome.
Harry did technically land it perfectly. Fantastic. He won. Jayo created history by doing it the first in competition. Great. And he got a bigger trophy. The Innovation Award. His Lego Award.
Yeah, you can strip that Lego Award down and make heaps of stuff out of Lego.
No, that's it. You can do little Star Wars things. You can make all sorts. Make a little Tonka truck out of your Lego.
Yeah, so they were both stoked. That was awesome to see, and it was a bit of a bummer to hear about all the people that had to go back to work and stuff like that. People had kids that had to go back to school, so I felt sorry for all of those.
Kicker. It is what it is. All right, mate, that was far longer than 5 minutes. We've hit 12, but far shorter than our 2 hours we had in Berlin when we were both way too hungover for this.
I feel far better than the 2 hours in Berlin.
Actually, it was 3 hours, and I cut it down to 2 with the ums and ahs that we both had.
It's kind of one that I shouldn't have done.
Oh, no, it was fantastic. It was the very first one done. Thank you very much. I got a bloody shirt for you, too. I'll give it to you later. Hand-printed by yours truly. And I thought, that one's for Josh. So I got that one in the hotel, mate.
Bloody beautiful.
All right, thanks, mate.
Thank you.